It's a city where anything can happen, so what could go wrong or right as I hit up LA Unscripted from Festival of Arts and Pageant of the Masters. Classic portraits and paintings made of real people. It's Laguna Beach's iconic living art extravaganza, and guess who will be in frame? Yours truly, me, Dana Devon. Welcome to a very special LA Unscripted from one of the most unique live stage productions in the world. The incredible art eye trick that recreates famous works of art with performers takes center stage until September 3rd, and you have to see it to believe it.
The idea of tableau vivant or living pictures goes way back to the Middle Ages, but we started doing it here in Laguna Beach in 1933, and we've been doing it ever since. Hi there, I'm Diane Chalice. I'm director of Pageant of the Masters here in Laguna Beach, and I'm here to reveal to you some of our backstage secrets for the show. Here at the Pageant of the Masters, we recreate works of art, paintings and sculpture with real people. There are volunteers backstage, and you'll see them climb into a set and they magically become a living picture.
What part are you in tonight?
The death of General Mercer, number 6.
Our 450 total volunteers put in 60,000 volunteer hours every summer. Every year we have a volunteer casting call, and people come from all over Orange County, even San Diego and LA County. They come in wanting a part in the pageant.
And how long have you been doing this?
This is my 4th year.
4th year? So you started at what age?
15.
I've seen little kids come as 5-year-olds, and I've seen them grow up and bring their own children to be in the pageant. So we take all ages of volunteers. This year's theme is Made in America, and I thought it was time to have a show made up of just American art and cultural icons and memorials.
We're in Daniel Boone. He's tying his shoe like this for some reason, I don't know, and I'm holding a gun.
Well, it's a pretty complicated show. It takes us a whole year to put it together. There's a lot of advanced planning, there's scripting, there's original music to write, there's a live narrator.
Joe had been painting successfully in New York for over a decade.
The show starts at about 8:30, but I really recommend you come early, look at all the artwork on the grounds, have a glass of wine, sit and listen to live music. Pageant of the Masters actually provides funding for a beautiful art exhibit that takes place also on our exhibit grounds. There are 140 exhibitors. There are painters, sculptors, jewelers, photographers, you name it, we have it represented on the grounds. Enjoy the whole experience. It's the art exhibit and it's Pageant of the Masters.
So I snuck backstage, and this wall is the pageant storyboard. It displays all the art that's recreated in the show. And look, you guys, here's mine. Can I stand this still as a statue, or will I mess up this masterpiece? You have to wait and see. And now another local wow. How do they do that?
This is my latest miniature. It is a miniature version of the Hollywood Bowl marquee that sits outside. I'm Kieran Wright, and I started Small Scale LA, where I reveal LA in miniature form. In 2017, I moved to LA from New Zealand. When I first moved to LA, I spent a long time driving around and going to tourist destinations and seeing Hollywood Boulevard and Santa Monica, all the touristy things. I'm always looking at buildings and thinking, that could make a good miniature. So this is the Apple Pen. It is one of my favorite places in LA. It's iconic, it's historic. So as soon as I settle on something that I want to do, my first action is to go to the building and take a tape measure, 1,000,000 photographs of it. I get home and I scale them down basically. I then create the image in Photoshop so I can have a little bit more of an accurate idea of what I'm going to create. And then I get building. Generally, most of the artworks that I create are based out of quite a dense type of foam. That foam creates the base for what I'm going to build, and then over the top of that, I'll layer on whether it's plaster or styrene plastic or basswood, and that kind of builds up the actual miniature itself. And then I go to work on all the little details, so it's then creating all the little doors and the windows and the drain pipes and the signage. The architecture of LA is so unique and interesting because it's in a way uninteresting. It's dirty and it's grimy and it's covered in graffiti sometimes, but that's all part of it. That's part of the beauty of LA. You just have to look hard enough to see these incredible buildings that we have around us. To date, my favorite miniature that I've built is probably Philippe the Original. Fugetsu-do in Little Tokyo was a great piece for me to choose because not only is it a cool building, it has an incredible history behind it. And through the pandemic, I wanted to choose businesses and places that maybe needed our support a little bit and needed a little more patronage. With so many of these buildings threatened by demolition and rising rents and businesses having to move out, I love the idea that I'm creating these miniatures that can live on forever. Through my artwork, I hope to kind of help in my small way of showing people, hey, like, look how cool this little building looks. Like, wouldn't it be a shame if we were to lose that?
Speaking of art, there is so much of it to enjoy in SoCal. In LA alone, there are more than 93 museums to visit, and many are reopening. And this culture trip just started. Coming up, I Strike a Pose. Will it be picture perfect? Plus, Rich on Tech is inside the popular Augmented Reality Museum when LA Unscripted from Pageant of the Masters is back in a brushstroke. It is an art show like no other in the world. Audiences are amazed by 90 minutes of tableau vivant. That means living pictures. Welcome back to LA Unscripted from Laguna's Pageant of the Masters. I'm Dana Devin, backstage wigging out in the headdress department, and I think I'm about to see where mine is. Okay, oh, office at night. So this is my headpiece. It's like a side bun. Is that how it goes? I guess we'll figure it out. Well, did you know the first pageant was in 1933 and ran for 8 days? Today, it is an OC must, and the incredible show is all volunteers. What do you think? How long have you been doing this?
15 years.
That's amazing. Wow, what keeps bringing you back?
I don't really think of myself as being terribly artistic, but this makes me feel like I am. When people tell me that my makeup looks good.
It does look good.
So.
It does look good. And you've been doing this for 19 years?
Exactly.
And what brings you back?
Well, you build a friendship, and I like to be on stage.
And we've known each other the whole time.
Yeah.
So you're a makeup artist tonight, but what are you in your real life?
Systems administrator in IT.
Oh, really? That's a big departure.
Yeah, very much. It helps me keep balanced.
So this is what I'm gonna look like. Kind of scary, right? Although I will say this is what I look like when I don't take my makeup off at night and I wake up in the morning. But it takes contouring to a whole new level because this has to be seen from 140 feet away, the last chair in the stands. Now from this dummy to an LAU masterpiece, Rich DeMuro, what are you up to?
Hollywood is all about illusions, and while you've probably seen those Instagram museums that give you some cool pictures to post, this 3D augmented reality museum literally takes things to the next level since these paintings come to life. The pictures and videos you capture here, you're definitely going to want to post.
No, come on!
Ever think you could battle a fire-breathing dragon, go surfing,
and stand on the ledge of a tall building all in one day.
That is so fun.
Just the paintings alone, when they come to life in the 3D version, are great, but then when they come to life with the augmented reality, it's even better. It's possible at a place called the 3D AR Trick Art Museum in Santa Monica. It's filled with over 40 different hand-painted scenes.
Depending on the angle you stand with your phone, it creates this three-dimensional aspect that just makes the picture look very nice and pop out.
But the really unique part involves an app and augmented reality.
The augmented reality aspect allows a normal person to experience like CGI, like in the movies. So you're able to download our app and hold up our camera app to any of the murals inside, and what we call it is Wake That Paint.
Look through your camera lens and these murals come to life. And I see the water is actually flowing, the barrel is moving, and there's a bird.
Yeah.
And I can turn it either way, huh?
Yeah.
And it works either way. Pose using your best acting skills for unique video clips and snapshots that put you in a variety of fun scenes.
It's bringing graphics into real life and incorporating it into photos or pictures that you're taking.
So much to explore in this place. What's this room all about?
This is kind of like the adventure room. You know, you have the helicopter, climbing the mountain, or skydiving too.
Oh no, I'm gonna fall off. Oh. You know, one of my favorite movies is Jurassic Park. Now I can live it. It was a blast, especially seeing the final results. Not everything in here requires augmented reality. This is called an Ames room. It's an optical illusion, and as you walk along this wall, it makes you look taller or shorter. Overall, the Trick Art Museum puts a new twist on an emerging trend. It's kind of like acting with a green screen. You don't really know what the effect looks like until you're done. I think I did a pretty good job. Maybe I have to go back to those lessons though.
A lot of these pictures end up on Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. We have influencers with millions of followers that come in and have a blast here.
Wow, I've had so much fun here. The 3D AR Trick Art Museum is located on the 3rd Street Promenade in Santa Monica. Tickets start at about $25. There are some discounts, so be sure to check on that. But I've realized one thing, while this is a lot of fun, I could never make it as an actor. The hours are just way too grueling. I'm Rich DeMuro for LA Unscripted.
With SoCal reopening, there is a lot to do.
My name is Anna Bagayan, and I'm an artist from Los Angeles, California. Today, I'm going to be revealing my world of miniatures. Well, I've been painting since I was about 9 years old. I was born in Armenia, and my family moved to Los Angeles when I was 6. While I was going to college, I found this dollhouse, and it just kind of stayed off to the side because I was in school and I didn't really have time to play with it then. Flash forward about a decade later, my husband and I had been on a road trip. While I was traveling, the size of my artwork had to get smaller because I didn't have a studio anymore, and oftentimes the front seat of the car was my studio. I think it's actually harder to paint smaller versus the larger paintings because each brushstroke really matters. I was already selling artwork through my Etsy shop. I made a separate store just for my miniatures. During the earlier part of the pandemic, I saw a big rise in the amount of sales online because galleries also had to close down. AnasDollHouse is a real miniature art gallery that is 1/12 scale. I use the dolls to create comics that are set inside the dollhouse, and I've made 3 seasons of them so far. All of the artwork in the dollhouse are originals made by either myself or other artists that I know. For example, this elephant character right here is inspired by the graffiti artist Banksy because he had a pink elephant as part of his show. And I started master copying some of his graffiti art at a 1/12 scale. One of his paintings was being auctioned off and he had rigged a shredder inside the painting. And so during the auction, it went off and the artwork started becoming destroyed. With the dollhouse, I'm showing that dolls and toys aren't just for playing with. The miniature hobby is taken very seriously. People can commission specific works of art that I can turn into a mini. When I first purchased my dollhouse nearly a decade ago, I didn't realize I could turn it into work. So during the pandemic, when we're looking for ways to entertain ourselves, this is a good time to think outside the box and try something new because you never know where it could lead.
Okay, wig cap check, wardrobe check. I'm here with the makeup director, Michelle. We are getting ready. The clock is ticking until showtime. All right. Can you talk to me about the challenges of what it's like to do costumes and make them look like paintings?
Create three-dimensional people to look two-dimensional on stage and recreating it in the same way that the original artists in the paintings had created. It's a lot of draping, it's a lot of manipulating fabric in ways that you wouldn't normally use, like in a sitcom or on live theater.
Okay, it's almost showtime. I'm in my wardrobe, but for your wardrobe, Jasmine Simpkins has some trends with benefits.
Hi, my name is Kathy Kwan. I'm the president of Saitex USA. So basically, we're the denim jean manufacturer. LA used to be a denim hub, but with all this overseas manufacture process, a lot of factories have been left Los Angeles. So big goal, we wanted to bring the manufacture back to the LA. Since we opened up the factory in March, there's a lot of demands that gets through our hub. Some of the brands that I could name is Edwin USA, with J. Crew, Madewell, Everlane, Filson, Outerknown, Polo.
And you guys really pride yourself on manufacturing in a clean way.
People jokingly say, oh, you know, whoever works in the denim industry, their bloods are blue. Because we see the blue water all the time. We have headquarters in Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam, where we use 98% of water recycling system, all the sustainability elements. So we're bringing that core into the Los Angeles. We're saving 40% of energy, saving a lot of water, using better chemicals. But in order to conduct all that, you need to have a new system and the technology. All the textile garments get spilled in the landfill. Instead of that, we're using those textile waste to make it into these small particle elements, like a small boxes like this. We could make it like a hanger. We could make the tissue boxes, any type of small items.
These are the coolest hangers ever.
This is all the magic happens, from cutting to sewing to laundry to finishing.
So what am I witnessing here?
It's one of the most innovative cutting and laser systems that's on planet right now.
Oh my gosh, wow.
It's creating all the distresses, and at the same token, we're cutting it at the same token. We're controlling all the shrinkage by roll.
My mind is blown. Denim technology has come a long way.
So much effort and love that gets built along with the style.
Yeah.
So denim is a very special apparel.
Important to you to make sure that you really employ people who hadn't been working during COVID?
Yeah, during the pandemic time, there was a lot of factories, places they've been closing, and there's hundreds and hundreds of people out of job. Bottom line, we wanted to create more job openings in LA.
Well, you're doing just that.
We just hope that there's many other companies who could set up the innovative new technology factory like us.
Yeah.
So we could bring a lot more manufacture and employment to the city of Los Angeles.
We are just seconds away from Office at Night. Can't wait.
You will be doing Office at Night #1.
I am.
And I have a sub tag here for you.
Okay.
So you'll take that back with you and they'll know backstage that you've never done it before.
Thank you guys so much for having us tonight. Congratulations on an amazing show and Break a Leg. We're so excited. Thank you for letting us play with you tonight. Yeah! Woo! So it's funny because the reason that I'm actually subbing for her is because we're similar heights, right? How many years have you been volunteering here?
4 years.
Okay, so I'm gonna need you to give me some advice because I'm a little bit nervous about this.
The best thing I can tell you is don't try to hold your breath at all.
Okay, like that?
Yeah.
And then boom.
Yeah.
The secret ingredient are our volunteers, and there are at least 200 people backstage getting ready, getting in makeup and costume, getting ready to go on and become the living picture.
How's that look? Does that look good?
I think you're good.
Oh, baby, mwah! The moment of truth. I feel like I'm being crowned. Okay, seconds away from office at night. It's time. This is my husband.
Yes.
He's 18.
18.
I like him young. I'm a cougar.
Office at night.
We did it. Oh my God, we did it, we did it, we did it. Oh, sorry. This is a night I will never forget. What an incredible experience. Now this obviously isn't my set, but I couldn't resist one last Cleopatra moment. Check this out. Thank you so much to the Pageant of the Masters for a picture-perfect evening. The show is on until September 3rd, and you truly have to see it to believe it. All right, we'll see you next time.